Go ahead and get started on practicing the Grinch, the arrangement we finished yesterday. So let's see. Hmm. Um. There you go. Oh, I gotta hold on 1 second. There we go. All right. So usually I do this on a hard copy that I print out, but we're trying to be more green this year. So I guess I don't know. So yeah, I guess I'll just have like a little pencil. Can I have a pencil? Huh. Will this give me a pencil? So I wasn't at first, but I'm really big on writing my fingerings nowadays. Just because, what is it? I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really, like I just want to focus on the music and playing, but that's like all the more reason to put in like fingerings and get really good at different fingerings because that's an obstacle between you and your expression and stuff. So I think it's really important to just make that a non-issue as best you can. There's always going to be some times where it's a bit wonky, but okay. So if I have that, can I? Oh, that's a highlighting. I don't want that. That's why it was only like pink and blue and all that. I just wanted like regular ass colors. All right, I'm having a boober moment here. Sketch maybe. Okay, yeah, that works. Well enough is well enough. Oh, but now it's gonna. Is there just a pencil tool? Hold up, I need how to use pencil on what is this? Um, what is that? Preview? Oh, that hurt. On preview. Cool. Why is it so complicated? Markup toolbar isn't showing. Hmm. It's talking about the iPad. I don't have one of those. Okay. Well, so we're just going to use text boxes because I am a boomer. It's gotta be here somewhere. Nope, don't want that. Hmm. Hold up. I'm gonna say no. I don't want a JPEG. It said export is. Wait, is James in the chat? James, if you're in the chat, can you help me not be a boomer? I don't know if he's in the chat because it's Christmas Eve. So he might be big chillin'. That kind of seemed pointless. All right, so usually I would write my fingerings, but today and today only until I figure out how to do this. So, anyways, so we got these octaves, and I can already see a little technical thing to pay attention to right here because there's gonna be a little shift. Um, so yeah. So. Let's see. Gotta go up. All right, so after looking through the first variation, there's a couple spots I want to get under my fingers a little bit. So measure 7. We're going to go ahead and do it slowly 5 times. So see, I need a better fingering right there. So I have this one. And I think that one works. It's not intuitive to me, so I should practice it slowly. Almost like a workout. I like to do like sets of 5 and then come back to it. So I like to do a set of 5 or something, 5 times clean with the right fingering, and then go on to something else for like a little rest, get it out of my head, and then come back to it to reinforce it. Yep. Not good. So I'll do it one more time. It's really easy when you're practicing like a song to kind of gloss over the parts that you actually need to practice and just practice the parts that you don't need to practice. Which is why it's always like I write it down. So if I'm going through like a piece or a song, so first thing is first, I see how much of it I can sight read. That's essentially just taking a quick little scan, right? And then I go back to the parts that I kind of messed up. Maybe they're unintuitive fingerings, or maybe maybe some of the shapes are weird. Maybe I wasn't expecting to have to shift the position. So I look for those spots, and then I'll just go ahead and I'll write down the measure numbers that I need to work on if I'm working with a score, or I'll write down the part, and then I will go ahead and see if I can do that if I focus on it, or if I need to like figure out certain things, and I'll get all the fingerings that I need for it, and then I'll kind of go through and see where in the parts or where in the song that I'm having difficulties. And so writing it down really helps me focus on it. And even then, sometimes I get distracted and I just start playing other stuff. Oh, that's weird. Oops. Yep, do it again, but I'll finish it. Okay, so we'll go back to that one. So really, the only thing I think, actually, we'll make a little note on this. So let's do Grinch. Um, I would say, where is it at? I guess it doesn't matter which one. Oh, why is it? All right, good. You guys can see that pretty decently for the most part. I would say 7, 8 is the parts where I goof up. So I'll just go ahead and say theme, which is the section that we're doing, and I will say 7 and 8. So I'm gonna come back to that because part of me, or part of something I like to do, is I like to come back to something instead of just hyper fixating on it. Part of it's a mentality thing. So by kind of leaving and catching my breath a bit, I get a chance to kind of relax from it. Because if you hyper fixate on something for too long, you'll get tunnel vision and you might start ignoring things that you don't want to ignore. Like you might be like, oh, okay, I need to do this, or I need to do this quicker because I should be able to do this because I've been, working on this one little section for like an extended period of time. I don't think that's good. I think it's good to have a list of the things you need to work on and then go through them, maybe take a break, get a glass of water or something, and then come back and then kind of go through it again if you need to, depending on how much you want to work on that part at that particular time. So the next one is variation 1. Was that where we had it? So already right here, I know I need to hit this with my third finger because I'm going to have this kind of voicing right here. So I need to be... I need to be mindful of that. Luckily, it's a slower variation, so... Okay. All right, so let's see. Uh, so let's try just that first system. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So I know the thing that I'm having a weird time with right now is measure. I guess it's 20. No, this is 21. Is measure 21 because, and I need to be conscious of this. So when you have a bar chord, sometimes you can be kind of too anchored to to move around, and so for this one, I need to get that F in there. So okay. I think that works better, and I want to say it goes better with the articulation of the first one. Yeah, because this is kind of like a new chord, so it's like this voicing. I feel like we used too much of the flat nine for every variation. I think we got away with it because I mean they're very clearly different. But I think we could have been spicier. Hmm. No. Okay, this part, it's not too bad. I'm just getting a little lost in the sauce on it because there's a lot of the same notes. Graw. James, James, how do I notate on preview? Thank God you're here. How do I notate on preview? I'm trying to write in my fingerings for the Grinch because that's what we're going over right now as we're learning it. Um, and so far I only know how to highlight. Yeah, I just kind of want to be able to like a little pencil tool. Like I just want to be able to write like 1, 2. Like I have all these fancy ass features, right? Like I can sign a document. I can have like a sticky note, a little text box. I mean, I guess we could do text boxes, but that's gonna be tedious because we're gonna do it for like every single note. What is this? I can sketch something, but it's only in like, yeah. I don't even know what the hell just happened. I word default to text box. Oh, so you use like this? I would default to text box. Nah, it's too tedious. I'm just gonna get a different there's gotta be a program out there. And I looked it up and it was like, yeah, bro, you can just like touch your iPad and just like do it by hand, which is cool, but like I don't have an iPad. Oh no, oh, go back. Is this in the PDF reader? This is in preview. So it's like max PDF reader. All right. So another problem I'm noticing. This is music stuff, James. It's all good. Um, Another problem I'm noticing is in this measure right here. So sometimes when you have a bar chord, like I said before, it is hard to, what is it? It's hard to move around, and also sometimes you carry the tension with you into like the following thing. So right here, I got to be really diligent. Oh, okay. Oops. Another thing that helps with like a shift or like a transition is so if you see right here, the only notes we actually need to have down are F sharp and A currently. So that gives us like a half a beat more to prepare that D right there. So which is a lot nicer than going from a bar chord, right? To we could practice it. We could probably even get pretty, clean with it, but it's probably more beneficial to what is it? To just be efficient and do what we need to do when we need to do it. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. What is this? 21 and 22. Oops. Actually, hold up. This doesn't need to be there. Theme 21 or variation 1. Let's go ahead and do this. It's gonna bug me. Let me fix it. Okay. 21 to 22. Okay. And then, come on, why is it doing this? Yeah, I'm trying to annotate on the Mac. Let's see. So this is like maybe potentially, since we're doing stuff with open strings right now, especially, it might be harder to sight read because it's not 100% intuitive. Like when I see this, I might think like, you know what I mean? So this is one of those spots where maybe like going through it the first time when I'm just kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Skimming over the piece, just sight reading it. I won't immediately pick up on it. I'll be like, what the hell was that? But when I go back, I'm like, oh, okay, this is something that I just got to be aware of. This is how to do it. And it's not like a huge... Let's see. Ooh. A pay option, really? For a pencil tool? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just look it up later. Yeah, I usually just do it with pencil and paper. Super old school. Initial research doesn't show a native Mac option. It's the story of my life. Ooh. You know what? Which is definitely weird considering how creator centric Macs tend to be. Yeah, I don't know. The thing about like any Apple product that I notice is there's always these insanely cool features and they're like super nice and it almost makes you feel like, you know, like this is the future. You know what I mean? But then like I can't close all my apps at the same time. For Mac, I have to do it like manually. Yeah, it's like if I'm trying to think. It's like if you had heated seats but you had manual windows. I'm just kind of like why would you not just do the basic thing, I guess. I don't know. Ooh. Okay, so we might have a weird fingering here. No. Oh, yeah. Are I'm talking about on iPhone. Yeah, there might be some kind of thing on the computer. It's not as big of an issue on a computer. Cuz on a computer it's pretty, I don't know. What's going on with your knees? We need a special group chat name for James. James, would you prefer Gizmo or Brainiac? I think we're trying to stick with the hero theme. Uh, wait, what? Heard the names and the Mogwai is way more dope than Superman villain. What is Mogwai? Oh, I was just saying that we should give you like a special chat name or like a special chat role with a title. There's no, there's like a Gizmo from. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what the confusion. No, there's a No, there's an antagonist named Gizmo. He's got like all these gadgets and shit. Or have you seen Invincible? We could just have you be robot. That'd be kind of sick. Don't feed James after midnight. Oh, you haven't seen Invincible? Do you have Amazon Prime? I'm just saying. It's yeah. I think I've only seen Gizmo or something like on Teen Titans. What Gizmo did I? Yeah. So that's why I was surprised when you like preferred Gizmo. I was like, wait, what? Why? Brainiac is so much cooler. Darkwing Duck. Is that a superhero, James? Because we're kind of sticking to the superhero aesthetic. Oops. No, I know what Darkwing Duck is. Wait, what Gizmo did you say? That's a 90s Disney cartoon? Wait, why? Don't do that. That's how I know I've derailed. Gizmo Duck. Wasn't there a Gizmo Duck? I don't. What's with you and ducks right now, bro? Okay. And I got to Gizmo Duck, and now the Darkwing Duck theme is playing on my. I don't know the Darkwing Duck. I know the DuckTales theme, the one that's like DuckTales, woo, or something like that. Adrian always used to, or yeah, always used to sing it when we were kids. Um, let's see, what is it? Still on variation one. So I would say when there's a trouble, you call DW. We should make that a chat command, DW. Or I'm not entirely sure how they work yet, but no, that would get spent. That could have the potential to have a really annoying side effect. Look up Presentify in your app store and see if that fits your needs. Yeah, I'll check it out after the stream. I'm trying to steal Christmas, James. It's almost here. Are you excited? Hold up. Let's write down. Let's write down. Not right now, obviously. I guess. Oh, okay, my bad. Let's see. 27, 28, 27, 28 to 29. I think, or so 27 to 29. I just need the bracket practice. The bracket practice that. So, what bracket practice is, right? So I have this like little section that I'm kind of like, all right, I want to work on it. So what I would do is I would start with a little section of it. So, for instance, we're gonna start with this, just little, just the first measure. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got I had my roommate has a light, and so, but she's not using it anymore. So yeah. Oh, my bad. We're not doing the actual bracket practice stuff. So. So we get that good. See, that's bad. That's what I do. Yeah, gotta stay more focused. So. Cool. So, so this is the point where I'd be like, I'm happy with that first little measure. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go into maybe just the first half of the second measure, and I'm just going to progressively get into the thing, right? So. So. Oh, that's why it feels weird. See, by doing this right now, I just realized I was playing an extra note without even realizing it. right, now let's go over this one. I know is the weirdest one because there's just a really weird fingering for it. So pretty easy. But let's see what the last finger. So we hit this high E. We hit this high E with our A finger. And so if we want to keep going well, okay. So right now what I'm going to do is and this is, I'm actually going to write this just because I think out of so far what we've gotten, it has been, what is this, text box? Yeah. Oh, maybe I can just do this. So, I really want this one to be MA. Right? Because and that gives me the ability. What is the text box? No. It's the note. Gives me the ability to make this one M. And it'll feel more natural because when you're going down, right, it makes sense to go A, M, I. So if you're doing something like, right, that feels more natural than if you were to go I, M, A. So there you go. All right, now we're gonna try just and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna back up to the beginning of the bracket. So we're gonna go. You see? It's coming along. All right. Now we're gonna try to go from so this measure by itself, I think, is pretty. I don't think I'm having a lot of difficulty with it. But what I will have difficulty with is getting from the. That's the part. So that's really the main part I need to practice is this transition to this. Because once I'm in measure 29. Right? It comes out pretty naturally. So. Okay. Another thing I want to make a note of. Where's the text? This is it, right? No, I don't want the. I don't want that, dude. Let's go away. All right. Well, we have a sticky note just in case we need to remember anything. This is the text, right? Yep. That's what I. That's what I get for not verifying. Where is it? I would say right here. So what I want to put is I want to put 4. I want my pinky to be on that because otherwise I have to do this. And I have to hop again, and that's gonna kind of be awkward, right? Ooh, awesome. So let's take a look at the second part. Nah. So when I'm doing like, what is it? The learning process for me after I do an arrangement is also kind of its own little editing process. Um, so I'll go over it and I'll edit what I think needs to either be changed or what I don't necessarily like as much. But really, what it comes down to is like, does it fit on the guitar? Is it achieving what you want? Like, does the melody note come out good? Or is there so much going on that, you have to sacrifice the quality of the texture just to make the texture possible? So these are all things I kind of start. I wouldn't say I begin to figure them out here, but this is like really the fine tuning of it. Like, okay, well, I can change this note here to make this run work or to make this arpeggio work or whatever. Yeah. And then if you know the guitar well enough, I would say you should have a decent enough intuition to where when you get to this part, it's details. It's not, you have to overhaul an entire section. So, and the only way you get to know the guitar that much is you just arrange, you compose, you learn music, you just do all these things and it'll all accumulate into and just the experience that you need to be able to be like, okay, well, I know this voicing wouldn't work. Um, yeah. So like nobody's gonna write like, for the most part, nobody's gonna write like a fucking, if they're writing like closed voicing, fully diminished chords, like they're not a guitarist. Okay. So this is like right here. This is the variation where writing down fingerings is like hardcore important. Hardcore. Because the fingerings, well, there's a lot going on, and now a lot of the fingerings are going to be significantly different. So it's not like just we're moving shapes around, right? There's going to be little ideas that we have to do. So for instance, in just measure 37, you could think I could go like this, right? But I need to carry that F over. So I'm going to do this. So for this one, I'm actually going to use M-A-M. No, because I want this to be M-I-M. So I'm going to do A-M-A-M. There we go. All right, cool. So let's just try that much. So we know this is going to be A-M-A-M-I. So we'll do that 5 times. Oops. M-I-M. Okay, there we go. There we go. So we're going to do 1, and it's going to be 4. I think that's probably better. Hmm. So now we need to figure out a good right hand fingering for this. Let's say. So this is AMI. Sometimes it's easier to work backwards too. So if we know we want AMI on this, right? We know this fits pretty well. Oops, something's not working right there. What is the word? Ooh. There we go. M. And sometimes you'd be surprised what you can essentially just get away with like kind of just I and M. Because like as long as it's even and you're kind of going up in a way that allows for not string crossing. So what string crossing is, like what we talked about before. Like if you had your I finger on the higher string than going down, it would feel very awkward. And like sometimes you have to do it, right? But if you have the option, it's always much better to not do it. Maybe you practice, string crossing just because like you have to do it sometimes, but that's more like a technical exercise. I mean, I don't think you should ever really do it unless you have to. Yeah. Okay. So, do 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 do. So that one's not too hard, but it's a little unintuitive for me. So what I'm gonna do is kind of just play it. And then, yeah. So sometimes, just to get something under your fingers, you just kind of want to repeat it. You don't necessarily want to get like bogged down by like constant focus and thinking necessarily on parts that you have, like, you can do like perfectly, you can do perfectly, but you just want to be more intuitive. I would just do it slow, because it'll be super intuitive. You won't have to think about it. But on parts that if you're playing through it and you're consistently having trouble with, those aren't the parts we're talking about here. The parts we're talking about are specifically ones that that are pretty like basic but unintuitive. All right, so all right, now let's figure this mess out. So am I okay? Hmm. All right. So I think the biggest thing. Oh, what the hell? It's kind of weird it notated it that way. All right, so let's write down the parts we need to work. So I'm actually gonna say 50 to 36 because we have the loop around that. So variation 2, 50 to, what did we say? 36. That one's gonna be tricky. Mm. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say let's go ahead and move on to variation 3. This one will be a quick little go over of how I practice it. So, since this is very much a transition kind of, okay, I think this one's actually easier than the last one. Hmm. So I think just connecting the chords would be really beneficial. So if we go like this to this. So if we have this. Oh. Oh shoot, I'm running out of time. All right, guys. So today, let's go over some of the stuff we covered today. So big takeaways, right? When you're doing an arrangement, depending. So if it's an instrument you play, I really don't necessarily think you have an excuse. Um, I guess unless it's like way technically above you, but like then you run into the problem of like, is it technically above you, or is it just not um what's the word? Is it just not an optimal arrangement? Like, is it not necessarily a great arrangement for the instrument? So I think all the stuff that we went over kind of fits under the fingers for the most part. I don't think there's anything we need to change. I might change a couple of notes here or there, just because I think it'd either be beneficial to the sound, but I think for the most part everything fits under the fingers. So, important practice tips to take away from this, right? Is you got to identify what you actually need to practice, because it'll actually make you a more efficient practicer, and you will actually have to practice less, which means that you could, one, practice more or jam more, and I think you'll be better for it too. So let's go over some of this stuff and look at what we need to work on. So 7 and 8. So after just going over 7 and 8 a couple times, it kind of got under my fingers. So I'm just going to go over that again, just to refresh, and really get it ingrained in like my muscle memory that I'm going to use a particular fingering. And this is why writing down fingerings is so nice, because when you write down your fingerings for something that you're trying to learn, you go back to practice it, you know exactly what you have to practice, right? You know exactly how to develop that muscle memory. And then since that muscle memory side of it is taken care of, you can just enjoy practicing more, or enjoy playing the piece or song more. You can put more expression. You can develop it to a higher level. You can play it more relaxed. Honestly, getting the little hurdle of like, oh, which finger do I use out of the way is huge. So obviously, and it'll feed into your improvisations too, because even like now, like a lot of times when I'm improvising, there's certain times where I know what I want to reach, but I can't quite reach it. And so this kind of feedbacks into your improv with, you'll have like an understanding of different contexts require different strategies. So I think it's a really important thing. It's like the composing of playing. So there's improv, which is on a spot. And then there's composing, which is like thought out and meticulous, and you write it down. And so there's like improvisation, and then just kind of winging your fingerings. And then there's also the kind of compositional aspect, the more classical kind of mindset, where you get it very meticulously detailed so you don't have to worry about it later. So big thing is know what you have to practice, fingerings and all, right? Write it down. We wrote down 7 and 8. Going back to it, I'm confident looking at it now. I'm kind of like, okay, that was a little bit of a weird fingering at first. It wasn't the first one that came to my head, but that one's going to be axed immediately. I'm not going to have to worry about it. Now, variation 2. Or variation 1, my bad. So let's see, what is something? We said 21 and 22. I want to say it's this, right? So this is why I was talking about next number 2 tip is don't go into it with a stressful mindset, because the more you stress yourself out about it, the more tension you're going to have, the more frustrating it's going to be. It's not copacetic to it, right? Learning and practicing takes time. So the more patience you have with it, and I know it's hard, the more you're able to, what's the word I'm looking for? You'll reap the rewards faster long term. It's weird. Being patient and realizing that that it's sometimes a slow process is actually the fastest possible way to reach your goals. So yeah, for this one, I think it's good. We figured out we're gonna do this open and kind of into this arpeggio, kind of like how we did this open into like this arpeggio. This one, you just gonna practice it slow, be very meticulous, and make sure I'm relaxed, because this isn't hard for me. This is just residual tension from this bar chord, which, speaking on technique, is one of those things that I know I need to practice, right? So when you're going through a piece and you're like, oh, I'm always having trouble with like slurs, or I'm always having trouble with these kind of chords that do have a certain shape, that's something that you could hammer out in technique with little technique exercises. So, and then 27 and 29. I think I know which one this is. Oh, we had that pretty down good. But here's the thing. When you have it down good once, and you go back to it, doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to pick it right back up where you left off last time. So it's always good to reinforce that. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That's what we were doing. And if you do that for your practice and you review it, yeah, you always got to test it. So play it again, and then if you mess up on this part, do the same kind of process, and it'll be reinforced. It'll be built back better, and yeah, you'll be good for it. Variation 2. Whew. This one I think the trickiest out of the 3 variations that we wrote. So 50 to 36. I'm just tip number 3 was the bracket practice thing. So bracket practice is good because it allows you to focus on a spot and really see where it's coming from and where it's going. Right? So I might be able to play this really easy, but you remember it was a little difficult to get to out of this, like a little bit. Oh, that was the last piece. Yeah. So in measure 32, right? Or not the last piece, but the last variation. In measure 32, this was a little bit of a weird arpeggio that we had to think about a little bit. Wait, where? My bad. In measure 28, this was a little bit of a weird arpeggio that we had to think about. And so getting from here to here was a little bit more difficult. This, once we kind of knew it, with the open string kind of strategy, it was pretty easy. But like getting to it was a little bit difficult. And so that's what we really had to practice. Not necessarily, we don't have to loop this measure over and over. We got this measure. We got to practice this spot right here. And so that's what immediately in variation 2, I was already like, yep, going to this is going to throw me off because it's not necessarily right in front of me. It feels disconnected even though it's not. Let's see what else. And then variation 3, what else do we need to practice for variation 3? Honestly, I'm just going to practice shifting chords. And this is why fingerings are important, because some of these chords have a little bit of a weirder fingering because of the bass note that you want to go with. But honestly, I think even after we wrote it, I didn't think this variation was all that difficult. So, I might practice the ending a little bit just to make it pretty decent. This isn't honestly that hard. It's mainly these first 6. I wouldn't say are hard, but I need the fingering. I need to like think about the fingerings a little bit, just to make sure I have them, and then that they're out of the way. I don't want to worry about them while I'm doing this. I want this to groove. I don't want my groove to be impeded by like second thoughts, like, oh, is this? It's like, like I gotta get this finger here. Oh crap! Like I played the wrong finger, so now. Yeah, and then I'm off for like 2 things and it interrupts the groove. I don't want that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and this will get posted sometime this weekend. I'm going to make a video playing it, and then I'm going to post the entire Grinch arc to my YouTube channel, actually. So the Twitch only keeps the VODs up for like 2 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have the entire arc available on YouTube. We're going to just have the arrangement parts of the stream posted there. And then you're going to have the final product. So if you like the final product and you want to see how it was done, you could always go back, watch the VODs. That's how we do things here is I'll lead you step by step about how I'm doing things, and then I'll show you my final product, and then hopefully that can give you some kind of idea of like, oh, okay, well, like I could do this thing, or I like how he did this. Maybe I didn't like how he did this, so I'll do something different. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this arc. I really think the Grinch didn't do that good of a job stealing Christmas, so I think we did a way better job. The happy ending was nonsense. I thought that was no. I know it's a kids thing, but I mean, I don't know. Do we really want to teach our kids that they can just do like mass robbery and like it's gonna be cool because everybody's super nice? Like, yikesy. Okay, but yeah. So just a couple of things. Next week we're gonna start on our Cowboy Bebop arrangement. So I've been pretty excited. I've been wanting to do this for a bit. So yeah, I already have a little bit of it set up. I think it's gonna be a super fun arrangement to do. So we'll go ahead and start the Cowboy Bebop arc next time. Next week, I will get this posted to YouTube sometime this weekend. Hopefully in time for Christmas, but we will see. And yeah, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Take care, be safe, just enjoy it for what it is. Oh, dip. Oh yeah, Bortles. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, like, whatever.